Right, okay. Again, raw umber and white. And today we're going to work on this part. Put some details. And then we will refine everything after when we're done. And then we start on the bird sometime next week, maybe, whenever we're ready. All right, so white and raw umber, medium tone. So always start with medium tone, see how, just to bring it out softly. Part of this detail is in. So if you see this part here, that's in. This is in. So only this part is out. So we will work, that's why I like to work slowly. No, I don't like to highlight right away, because when you highlight right away, you have like blocks. It's not really done properly. You cannot see it properly, because if white takes over, that's it. So let's see. Yeah, this is good, because this is what I'm thinking. This is going to dry darker, and that will keep it in the back. It will keep the design in the back. And then I'm going to come forward, put my color. This kind of detail motif is all about lights and darks. And there sometimes is just in a small area, you will have a change in value in a very small area. Okay. So what I want is I want to keep room for darks. I don't want to highlight the whole thing, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. I know it's not easy to get the right value, but that's okay. You can always change or adjust the value. So before I start highlighting, well, actually, I'll highlight it right now because that will help me. So I'm going to take white now, add it to that medium tone. Wet my brush a bit. In here, I'm going to start from here. This part, all of this part is not the same value. The strong highlight is here. And then it starts dipping in, going in, down. So as soon as it goes down, it's darker. This is highlighted. And this is slightly darker, right there. That is a really important little detail, because if we don't follow this, this will look flat. The whole detail will look flat. So let's go like that. This is good. We're good so far. I'm going to go darken a bit. So just bring in some mid-tone. And some here. Right there. It's easier to blend when the colors are wet. Okay. Acrylic dries darker. So this is good. That's mid-tone. And I'm going to go in with a bit more. I'm going to put some darker raw umber on my brush and blend. So now let's go back. I'm getting a good, yeah. Stop, go darker, or actually wipe my brush, blend these. Okay, this is going to dry darker. So I'm going to let it dry and then I'll figure out, or I'll see if I want to go lighter. Right, okay. So this part is, I should push it out a bit or up. I should push this up a bit. This actually push this up. Sorry, it's my fault here. I just push this part where the highlight is higher up a bit to the back. There's a detail right there that's a little bit. Okay. Let's take. Shall I take a break?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now that we have done part of this, or this part, I should say, not part of this part, I'm going to go in and with a darker, slightly darker brown, I'm just going to kind of fix this part, give it depth. And I'm going to come here with more dark brown. Give this part wet it with my brush. It has raw umber and a bit of white. And then I'm going to grab some lighter raw umber from here. Come in here and give this a bit of highlight. Not much, just a bit, because I'll show you in a minute what's happening in here. This is in, but it's not very much in. It's not a, it shouldn't be that dark. So the carving of the stone is, this is a lower part, but it's not very low. It's not that deep. It's not like this right there. So I'm going to go slowly. This is darkening a little bit. I'm going to darken it a bit here. And the reason I'm doing this is just because we want this to be this part dark, medium, light. That's good. I'm going to change my brush at this point to a smaller one. Take white, more white into my uh, brown, and just give this right. Let's go. Now, I'm just going to do this part and then I'll stop. This part is a bit not tricky, but you have to understand what's happening here. So this part of the stone comes over the one behind it, over that one. So when it comes over and it sits on top, it's more highlighted. And then it is darker. The rest is darker. That's why it looks like it's sitting on top. So it needs, the highlight needs to follow a little bit the movement of the stone behind it. I'm going to go darker a bit before I do this. Now it goes into the dark in behind. And eventually what I'll do is I will work on the highlight a little bit more. Now, part of this, I can see a little bit of it highlighted, not too much, just over here, because it comes out. So this stone, this part of the stone, the way it's carved, it's carved out here, in, and then it comes out again. Oh, should be careful not to highlight it too much, especially here, because I will lose that dip in the stone if I highlight it too much. Bring in my little round brush, and this is dry right now, so I'm going to go over and highlight it again. Highlight here. Right, so this is a bit of a little bit more highlights in here, and just here, tiny bit, not much. Perfect. We're good. I'm going to pause for a minute. Right. So I'm going to take all of this out. If you have done it, don't take it out, leave it. But I'm going to do this to see what will happen if we get rid of this detail. Because I'm starting to see more like a corner detail in that one here that supports kind of a column or an architectural detail. That's that doesn't require all of this. All right. Because otherwise, if we want to keep this, we will have to raise the wall, this part, higher than this part. Then this makes sense. So anyway, I probably will keep it without, and we'll work on the door wall here. Let's put some. I'll wait for it to dry because it needs a couple of layers. Yeah, let it dry because I don't want to mess it. All right, so this is now a corner, more like a, yeah, that looks good. That looks fine. So we have a stone out there up here, and this is sitting in it. And then we have a stone at the bottom that supports it. This stone, all of this wall is coming forward, like it's out, and this is back. All right. All right, that's good. This is good. Don't worry. Okay, let's put those little stones in here. In. Let's make this a bit bigger. The detail in there is not like that in the original, but I'm going to do it this way. I didn't like the detail in there. So I'm going to take some highlights, put them up here, slowly, small brush. Oh, I want this to look like a stone, as a ball, but carved in stone. Good luck.
Well, it looks beautiful to me.
Good luck me. Good luck me getting this. Thank you. But
Looks so real from where I'm sitting.
thank you.
It looks like alabaster to me from here. Maybe it's just the screen.
Right. Okay. So let's do another one. Small brush, round brush. I'm mixing more like a medium tone. And I'm going to put this one here, this way. And then I'm going to start highlighting, adding more white slowly. Top part, top right here. Bring it down in. And do the same here. Again, a little bit more white. I'm sorry, but I'm going to add a third one. But before I add the third one, I'm going to darken this part a bit with just raw umber. At the bottom. Right, one more. Highlight. A little bit more highlight. Top part. And let it kind of blend softly. That's 3 of them. So this is good. Yes. This is just burnt umber. And again, only burnt umber on my brush. And I'm gonna come here and darken this part a bit to push it in more. Not all the way, you don't need to do it all the way to here, just that this little detail there, like little. And I think eventually when we start doing these, I'm gonna add a little bit of black to my raw umber. Right. So this is good. I'm gonna stop for a minute. Okay, so there are a couple of changes. We remove the detail over on this side, make it more into a corner. And I'm gonna work on this detail next week and refine all of this, and then we'll do the walls.